Is it working?
All right, I got it adjusted so it works right now. Well, good morning, everyone, if you can hear me. It gets pretty noisy here. Especially going into the wind here. I'm going to do a little bit of exploring today. This will be fun. And I'm going to try to take it a bit easy because last night was my first ride in about at least 2 months. So I'm totally out of it. I can tell I don't have the strength I used to. Let's see. And now that I'm getting old, it's hard to rebuild that back up, so. It was 2 months since my last ride. 1 month before that. And here I am just getting on and riding with very little prep. Huh, that's interesting. And behind me is somebody that patiently waited. Thank you for that. That was good. Good morning. On your left. All right. what do I want to talk about? Well, I tried to talk about something yesterday and forgot to hit record. Just my luck. So let's rehash that whole conversation. I don't know why that guy did that. Oh well, whatever. Whew. Check out that old Ford. Alright, so yesterday I was talking about rigidity. I've had a few people say, why is it so shaky? What's going on? Well, I used to have a phone as a camera. Finally got myself a GoPro, and I love it. But it's still somewhat shaky. And the reason for that is my bike is very rigid. I never realized it until I decided to ride someone else's roadie. I thought it was just roadies. But this thing is a rigid beast. And I'd like to get something a little softer, but not too soft. The trouble with soft is you lose a lot of your power, your what do you call it? Efficiency by bending the bike. So as you're riding and pedaling and pushing hard, spending energy to bend the bike so that it can do what you need it to do. But at the same time, when you go over bumps and things, you can keep the power to the road because it cushions into the road and grabs onto the bumps and doesn't bounce around with what they call chatter. This is the other end of the spectrum. It's extremely rigid, which is nice to a point. It's fairly comfortable, but it is very rigid. This bounces around like crazy on the chatter. So right now, it's bouncing like crazy. And the good part is all your pedaling goes to the road as long as it's not bouncing. When it's bouncing, your pedaling bounces all over the place. Your rear tire bounces and it doesn't grip. Now you also have good confidence in corners with a decently rigid bike. Trouble is, you have to be the suspension, so you have to raise out of the bike, get into a standing, semi-standing position so that your bike can bounce without you bouncing all over. The bikes that are a little softer, they kind of absorb that bumpiness in the corners and can give you some good confidence too. Too soft of a bike and you lose a bit of that confidence, and so you tend to take the corners light because you don't know what's going to happen. Another good thing about rigidity is acceleration. On a smooth track, you can accelerate real well. You don't have to worry so much. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to follow this trail a bit. On your left, good morning. I haven't gone this way in a while, so crossing streets up here sucks, but we will have to do it. I want to show you guys this path. Right here is, you get further out toward North Las Vegas, it opens up and becomes a really nice path. I want to at least cross Las Vegas Boulevard. Hey buddies. Then I'll come back this way. Anyway, it's good to test ride and see what you like, see what feels good. A good way to do that is rent a bike. There are quite a few bike shops now that rent them because they get a lot of tourists, especially in this town. You get a lot of tourists coming out here. They want to go on bike rides, so they rent the bikes. Okay, this sucks. We gotta go up this way a bit. Looks like they're clearing out the trash from here. See, this becomes a lane right here on the edge. So, it's a bit weird. We'll go ahead and cross. Speed limit's 45 through here, so we have to kind of hurry. last time I came out here, I went out to 3 Square and my recording didn't work, so oh well. This time I know it's running. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Rigid, soft, middle of the road, what do you like? I'd like something a little softer than this, but not much softer than this. Good morning. One of the other reasons why this is so rigid is because I'm not a small guy. So I weigh more than most really fast road cyclists, I guess we could say. And because of that, that means on the thinner tires I have to have very high pressure. I like to ride fairly thin tires. I'm riding 23s right now. So I have to have some decently high pressure in order to compensate for my fatness. Good morning. Okay, so here I need to cross in a weird way. So what I have to do is, let me see if I remember correctly. Wait here till the light turns green, let a few cars go, and then I gotta get out on the road. Traffic lights in Las Vegas take forever, so people get very impatient waiting at them. Looks like a B1. Night, this is really cool. It's too dark to adequately see what's going on, so what I like is they take a lot of good care of the plants and everything around here. Still got some weeds trying to come up, but probably 2 weeks from now they'll be gone. What I don't like is some of the people sometimes will throw their trash over the wall because they just don't care. They just make it someone else's problem, and I don't like the idea of that. All right. So we've come to this stop sign. And let's see. We don't need to wait, we can go as long as we're safe to do so. See, like that TV there. It's really hard to get rid of those. Nobody wants to buy them anymore. So what do? You throw it away is what you do, or take it to a place that'll disassemble it for you, like a blind center that'll do that. Good morning. Poetry. Whoa, glass and water. Nice way to make the glass stick to your tires. And those little tunnels and stuff, you'll see homeless people sleeping in there. All right, so in order to cross that bridge, I have to turn left. And this, I believe, is a bridge over Las Vegas Boulevard. Yep, it is. That's Park Palace. So we'll climb this bridge. There's little flat spots here on the bridge. It's for wheelchairs. So they have a place to stop. I don't know why they don't have them here, but that's what it's for. On your left. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's a pretty nice path. It takes me out to a park. Once I get to the park, I'm not going to explore it. I'm just going to turn around and go back because I need to get to work. There's a quail running across the road, I think. No, it's a gecko. So I'm gonna go to the next area where I can stop and then turn around and go back. That is that I can't see from the side. Looks like an F-15, but yeah, I think it is. All right, we'll cross this bridge, then go around, turn around and come back. Good morning. Good morning. No one around the corner. Tires are still a little wet. Not anymore. All right, so this is where the park is. Actually, I think it's just over that ridge, but let's see. This is a good place to turn. All right, here's a reservoir. There's the park. So we'll get out to the park, turn around and come back. Last time I went this way, I turned right up here and went down that street. I want to cross those bridges. Good morning. Oh, it's a school. I thought it was just a park. All right. Let's go to this little side thingy here. I don't know, I want to cross that bridge. I've never been down this way. That side thingy's gravel. Don't want to go that way. All right. I want to cross that one too, but I'll do that another day. Save that for another town. Somebody's upset. Alright, now we're heading into the wind. Let's see if I can keep my pace up. I'm wondering if they're going to connect those two paths together. Make that path go along there. I don't think so, but you never know. How fast am I going? About 20 maybe. I don't even think I'm going quite that fast. Now I am. So yeah, back in those barricades over there, those little homeless camps. It's kind of a decent shelter spot, I guess. Hidden away. Cops can't see you unless you come out on this path. Would help if I paid attention. again. Not in the condition to push against the wind like I used to be. It's going to be about 18 months before I get back to that point. My dad's calling me. On your left. Path that's kind of segregated from the rest of the world. It's a little weird. The stuffed dog. Alright, time to cross this one again. It's clear. Well, that was fun. is the kind of stuff that makes cycling fun. Glad to be back out here doing it. Even though I'm now fat and weak. Let's get ourselves strong again. I got about 2 gallons of water on me that I need to lose. About how much weight I am, or how much overweight I am. If I can lose those, then I'll be good. So here, I'm gonna try to jump off the curb and go out. To the left turn lane because I need to get across there. Okay, there's never going to be a bridge there. And the reason is because of those high power lines. They would have to bury them. And with all the development already done here and the wash right there, that's never going to happen. So cycling infrastructure there is always going to suck. There may be a possibility of, I don't know, maybe going underneath, but then you have the flood issue. Because we're kind of in a low point of the valley here. And those type of lines you really don't want to bury. There's too many of those high voltage lines. That's why they're raised up so high. Good morning.
Good morning.
On your right. Good morning, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Well, I was thinking of going down Owens, but I don't think I will. I think like I'll just cross over again and go down the path. Good morning. It's clear. Very clear. Interesting. That's a rarity. Yeah, that's trash that people dump. It's not landfill. They just throw it in the street. They haven't figured out that landfill will take it. I mean, if you dump 3 couches in a year, then they may charge you for it, but you get like 1 free couch a year. How often do you replace your couch? You need to dump it in the street, or throw it in the wash instead of taking it to the landfill. Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, so what we'll do is take Sand Hill out to Washington down to Mojave, and take Mojave over. Good morning. I'm supposed to go around that way. Oh, I'll go down this way. Oh, look, there's no chain. Sweet. All right, we're close to where we need to be, which is good because I'm getting thirsty. The reason we're going down to Mojave is because there's some construction on Pecos that's cutting it down to 1 lane. And a lot of people travel down that street, and they're very impatient. So much so that they drive in the construction zone and then try to cut back in. Just make a huge mess of it. So it's not safe for cars. I'm not even going to try it. All right. See, I don't get this. The guy's got plenty of room. You're not supposed to use a bike lane, but he's got plenty of room to do it. And he'd rather just sit there and block 2 lanes. Alright, so that was Pecos. Next light is Mojave, and that's what we're going to take. Now, why don't I huddle in toward the curb like that person? I don't want to hit it. On your left. Good morning. Okay, so we're going to turn left up here. Whew. Alright, I'm going to take it easy from now on. I find that impossible to do. I say that and I never do it. So, with all this empty space to my right, why am I not riding there? Why am I choosing to use this bike lane, which is closer to traffic? I'm using it precisely because it's closer to traffic. When people are pulling out from the right, they're not looking for anything over here. They're looking for stuff over there. And if I'm there or here, I'm more likely to be seen. The silliest stoplight ever. Ever. It's funny. So that's why. I do it for visibility because visibility is my biggest asset. My best asset. So that's the construction zone I'm talking about there. It's not too bad on this end, but it's really bad on the street that's going that way. Best to avoid it. Some of the other ones are all right, but that one's just not. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that ride. Hope you enjoyed the exploring on your left out. What was that?